New Zealand has now won the WTC final, and they are now officially the world champions of this format, Test match cricket. So, first of all, I would like to congratulate the New Zealand team, their country, their fans, because this has been a really long wait for them. They have been into many semi-finals and finals in the past in the World Cups, but they couldn't win it earlier. But this time they have managed to win it. And talking about Virat Kohli and India, this loss has also confirmed the fear in minds of Indian cricket fans that maybe India is not destined to win the World Cup under the captaincy of Kohli, because this was the best chance Kohli had and India had of winning the World Cup of Test match cricket, because even if this match had ended in a draw, there would have been a joint winner, and then even India would have been the World Cup champions of this format. And a draw was easy to obtain here. All India had to do was score another 40-50 runs and gave a target of around 180 runs to New Zealand, and then I'm sure this match would have ended in a draw. But our batsmen failed. This was a miserable batting performance by our batsmen, especially the top five batsmen. And I know Indian fans would be really disappointed here. But I would say the only reason which caused India to lose this match was that New Zealand was better in every aspect, whether it was batting, bowling, fielding, or the team selection. The team selection of 15-member squad or the playing 11, in all the aspects, New Zealand proved to be the better team. And that's why New Zealand won. Because if we compare the batting of both the teams, on day 6, India got all out for 170 runs. And on this same page, on the same day, New Zealand then chased down 139 runs target comfortably without losing much wicket. So they looked quite comfortable while batting, while Indians were really struggling in their batting. They were getting beaten up a lot of times and missing the balls, even edging it. Even one of the catch of Rishabh Pant was dropped. Otherwise, maybe the match could have ended a bit earlier. And also, if we compare the first innings of both the teams, New Zealand took the lead in first innings. They took a small but important lead in the first innings. And both the innings, the way both the teams batted, it was quite clear that New Zealand team was better. It was a neutral venue, and making an excuse that this was in England and the conditions were more suitable for New Zealand. Well, this won't be correct. This is not a correct excuse. This was a neutral venue for both the teams, and our team also should have batted well. And if they couldn't bat well, this shows that maybe somewhere our batsmen are lacking in skill. The skill of how to play swing bowling or good bowling, good pace bowling. It seems that our batsmen want a flat track so that they can score runs. And in both the innings, our top five batsmen failed. Even if they got the start, they didn't convert it into big scores. And not just this match. This has been the story of our top five batsmen in the past 2 years. Because if you see, I even pointed this out earlier, that many times our Indian batting lineup was reduced to say 150 for 4 or 170 for 4. And then it was left up to our wicketkeeper batsman Rishabh Pant or bowling all-rounders to take the team to a respectable total. And this was a similar story in this match also. Similar thing happened in this match also. And this way you don't deserve to be the winners. I would say the main blame of this failure in WTC final lies on our top five batsmen. I wouldn't really blame Rishabh Pant here, because I saw in some videos and also on TV that commentators were blaming Rishabh Pant for his shot. But you see, Rishabh Pant was just playing according to the instructions. He was given the instructions by the team management that we are going for a victory. And when he played that shot, he was along with Ashwin. All the major batsmen were out. So And he had in mind that we had to go for a victory and we want to make a respectable total so that we can put the pressure on New Zealand. So while doing that, he decided that, okay, I will have to take some risk and break the shackles because New Zealand bowlers were bowling really well. And in doing that, he got out. So I wouldn't really blame Pant because Pant was highest scorer in the second innings. And because of Pant only, we were able to reach the finals because of his spectacular performance in England series earlier and then before that in Australia. Because of his performance, we could make it to the finals. Otherwise, maybe we wouldn't have reached to the finals. And similarly, I also read and heard that some people were blaming our tail enders, that our bowlers were not as good in batting as the New Zealand bowlers, that New Zealand tail enders were scoring more runs than our bowlers. Well, I think this would be really unfair to put blame on our bowlers because it is the job of our top five batsmen to score runs. Our openers, our number three, number four, number five batsmen, like Chiteshwar Pujara failed in both the innings. And his performance in WTC was very disappointing. Except for the Australian tour, he didn't perform well. His average was only around 28, or I think it might have fallen even below 28 now after failing in both the innings. Before the start of match, it was 29. And then even our captain Virat Kohli, he fell to Jamieson in both the innings. Rohit Sharma got a start in both the innings but didn't convert it into a big score. Rahane too failed in the second innings, and in the first innings he didn't convert his start into a big score. And Shubham Gill has been getting more chances than I would say Mayank got, because Mayank was kept out of the team after just 2 failures in test matches, while Gill has now got 5 test matches in a row and still he hasn't really performed that well. So I would say that the real blame is on our top 5 batsmen and not on our wicketkeeper or bowlers. And also talking about our bowling, here also New Zealand bowlers proved to be better than Indian bowlers. New Zealand bowlers were swinging the ball in the first innings as well as in the second innings. They were really troubling Indian batsmen. While if you see Indian bowlers, our bowlers couldn't really much swing the ball. They couldn't make proper use of the overcast conditions and the pitch. And only 3 of our bowlers looked like taking wickets. Bumrah looked completely out of sorts. He didn't look like Bumrah of the old self. He looked pretty ordinary in this match. And Jadeja too looked pretty flat. I would say that this pitch was not suitable for his type of bowling, and maybe his selection was a bit wrong. And this is not that now India has lost, so I'm saying this. Even in my preview video, which I made 5 days before the start of match, I mentioned the same thing. You see New Zealand bowling, all their bowlers look like taking wickets. They were putting the ball in the right areas, swinging the ball. Even their all-rounder Colin D. Grandhome, he was looking dangerous. But our bowlers were not really up to the mark. Ishant bowled well, Mohammad Shami bowled well, and even we will have to give credit to Ravichandra Ashwin because he took total 4 wickets in the match and ended up as the highest wicket taker in this championship. He ended up with 71 wickets and Pat Cummins had 70 wickets. So now Ashwin is officially the highest wicket taker of this tournament. So that is, of course, a really good achievement for him. But I'm sure he won't be happy that India lost the match. And then even if you see the fielding, in the fielding also New Zealand team was better. In the whole match, they missed only 1 chance. The chance which Saudi missed in the slips when he missed the catch of Rishabh Pant. Otherwise, they took all their catches. They took some really difficult catches, also some spectacular catches. And Indian fielding was also good. I wouldn't say it was bad, but New Zealand fielding was better than Indians. And then talking about the team selection, I would say, first of all, the 15-member squad which both the teams chose. In that selection, also, Indians missed the trick while New Zealand made a really good selection. Like they didn't include Santner in their squad and included Ajaz Patel, who was a specialist spinner. Now, even though they didn't play Ajaz Patel, but this showed their mindset that they were not in a defensive frame of mind, they were attacking. They were in an attacking frame of mind, and that's why they included Ajaz Patel because he was a better bowler than Santner. While if you see the squad selection of Indians, it was highly confusing when they left out Shardul Thakur from the 15-member squad and then also included Vihari. It created confusion and somewhere showed that maybe the team management and their think tank was lacking somewhere in making the strategy and understanding the pitch and the opponent. And then talking about the playing 11, again, I would say New Zealand's team selection was better because they played an all-pace attack. They read the pitch better, they read the conditions better, and it proved to be the correct decision to play an all-pace attack because due to that, Indian batsmen couldn't really had any relief. They were always struggling and they always had to concentrate before each of their bowlers, each of the New Zealand bowlers. While if you see the playing 11 of India, I think they made two mistakes. And this is not that I am saying because India has lost. You can see my preview video. I will give the link of my preview video in the description of this video. In my preview video, before the start of game, before the 15-member squad was declared, I had stressed on this point that they should include Shardul Thakur in the playing 11 and he should be there in place of Ravindra Jadeja. And India should go in with 4 pacers and 1 spinner. And of course, that spinner has to be Ashwin because he was better spinner than Jadeja. And if India had included Shardul Thakur, I think that would have made some difference. Maybe in the first innings, India could have restricted New Zealand to around 200, 210 runs. And that would have proved crucial. Because Jadeja was playing only as a batsman. His bowling was not going to be effective on this pitch in these conditions, while Shardul Thakur is basically a swing bowler. And here India was missing a swing bowler. They hadn't included Bhuvneshwar Kumar in the squad. Bhuvneshwar is in the T20 squad and one-day squad for Sri Lanka tour, but they didn't include him. So it was all the more important that now they included Shardul Thakur in the playing 11 because he was a genuine swing bowler. And his performance in the one-off test which he played in Australia was really good. So not including Shardul Thakur was a mistake. And then I felt that they should have given Mayank Agarwal a chance as opener in place of Shubham Gill. Because I had already told that earlier also that Mayank is more experienced and his partnership, opening partnership with Rohit Sharma proved to be really successful when they were opening together. And Mayank has scored runs in both at home and overseas. And I felt that Mayank should have been given a chance. Maybe if he got set, he would have made a big score and even Rohit would have performed better. In that case, Team India could have made more runs in their first innings and also second innings. Now, I would say India would definitely have to look into the future of some of the players, especially Cheteshwar Pujara, that whether they want to continue with him going by his performance in this match and in the previous tour and also overall in WTC, or maybe Indian selectors should look for some other options at number 3 position like Mayank Agarwal or KL Rahul or even Shreyas Iyer. I think grooming someone else may be a better idea. Anyways, winning and losing are part of the game. And this time, New Zealand proved to be the better team. They won this trophy. And I congratulate them once again for this victory, for becoming the world champions. Okay, well played, New Zealand team.